Hey everybody, welcome to Snow Talk on this Monday, the 9th day of February. I'm Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. A lot of changes coming our way as we head into this new week ahead for us. A lot of the changes will happen later in the week, and some significant changes likely even for the next week. So things are about to get active. We were hinting at this last week that the second half of February would be a changeable one for us, and especially for a lot of the country. But for us, all the way through the Northeast, we're expecting a very core part here of winter taking shape that very well will last into March, the way it's looking. First off, let's run through the stats. Not a lot of improvement here. Look at last year, though. 20 inches at this point. Yeah, I know. That's a long way off where we can get that close. But at least we have something to talk about in the books. All right, for the board, for looking ahead, I'm going to lump Thursday through the weekend all one category. It won't snow the entire time, but there'll be several chances for light snow and flurries passing through Thursday through the weekend. So it's only a half Twix bar situation. Very light snow, very light coating. Could get an inch in some cases, but overall it's just going to be a lot of blowing snow and miserable when it comes to temperatures. And then I'm going to give it one Twix bar for what happens after that, and we'll play this slowly, and we'll see how it plays out. I do think that could be something to watch. It could be rain, it could be freezing rain, and it could be snow, and it could be all three of these at one time that could take place in phases. So I think that's going to be a significant period to watch for us. It'll be the 17th to the 20th of the next week, and then another one right on its heels just a few days after. We were in the 40s last night. Now we're in the 30s. I mean, a lot of clouds. We're just socked in on cloud cover. Don't expect any sunshine today, and therefore the warming trend is not going to happen for today. 37, it's still below freezing though across Indiana. 31 at Salem and 28 into Seymour. So let me show you what's going to happen ahead here. Here's the overall setup I'm looking at. We do have another front that's going to drop down as we head into Wednesday. Ahead of that, it's going to warm up. So we'll start our warming trend slightly tomorrow. Could easily go into the 50s for Wednesday, and then this front will push in with some light rain Wednesday night, may go to snow flurries Thursday morning, and Thursday looks cold. So cold air pocket for Thursday. And then we try to moderate slightly on Friday. We warm up maybe a few degrees, not a big deal. And then the true Arctic front, the big one everyone's talking about right now nationally, is going to be the one that's going to arrive here Friday into Saturday. And that'll be the one that is going to really not only give us some bitter cold temperatures in our neck of the woods, but also create another blizzard for the northeast corner of the country with another foot of snow, if not more, for Boston. But what's interesting is that when this system dives in next week, we're going to get a lot of snow cover added on to the map here, and we're going to have bitter cold temperatures. At the same time, the next piece of energy is, all the indications are, this is going to develop a little more to the west, and there is going to be some energy to pull in from the southwest. So then we get into the week of the 17th to the 20th, and the ensembles are showing it as well, that some type of low pressure is going to move through the southern part of the country. Just don't know yet the intensity of it, the track, all that. We just can't tell that. We just know that signs are growing of energy moving out, and there will be some cold air. In fact, there's another surge that'll be moving in behind it that will be at play at that time. So that's why I think that period is more interesting for us when it comes to anything snow-wise. Cold is by far our biggest story for us over the next 7 days. Here is a look, a snapshot at the weekend coming up, Valentine's weekend. About a 1046 to as high as about a 1051 millibar high pressure. It's big high pressure, and true Arctic air just plunges right into the south. Here's low pressure moving through Pennsylvania. That eventually will deepen in response once it gets over the warmer waters of the North Atlantic and then become a blizzard for the big cities. But we get the cold backlash from that. And you can see it here as I animate the models. Anywhere you see the gray is bitter cold air, and watch how it loops around. We get a little chunk here Thursday, then the gray goes right over us for the weekend, and the cycle just continues. We've seen this most of the winter pattern so far, but this is a bitterly cold air mass. Now they got so much snow on the ground in the Northeast, their temperatures could set records. And to get record cold in the Northeast is a big deal because their records are long-standing and pretty dramatic. So when you're talking about the chance to even get to those record levels, you're talking about some very cold air in that part of the world. All right, for us, let me take you through the rest of the night coming up. Now, the models are trying to clear us out tonight, early tomorrow. By the looks of the satellite, that's going to be really tough to do. I've run out a few snow flurries, or I got a few reports of flurries out there, and that's certainly possible. We're getting colder as the day goes on, so some snow flurries are possible this afternoon and tonight. I wouldn't rule that out, not a big deal. I don't know if we're going to be as clear and as sunny tomorrow as what this is showing. We'll evaluate that later, but if we stay cloudier than what is shown here, we're not going to get out of the 30s. Just a heads up there that we have to adjust what the model is even saying here. As we into Wednesday, though, I do think we have a better chance to start off with some sun, but then we will get some cloud cover. We warm things up into the 50s ahead of this front. Not a lot of moisture with the front, but some light rain may into some flurries. And right now, Thursday just looks to be a cold day here in Kentucky, and I don't think we're going to see much warming at all. Just like today, the reverse should happen Thursday. We should get colder as the day goes on, with highs struggling to get out of the teens at that point. Let me show you how the weekend is playing out. When that nor'easter develops and takes hold of the northeast, it is going to give us the risk here for some snow flurries and snow showers all the way through the weekend. Won't snow the entire time. There may be some sunshine mixed in. That will determine our temperatures as well. If we stay cloudy during the day, you don't rise much. If you clear up at night, you drop big time. If you stay cloudy at night, you don't drop as much. So clouds will determine how cold and warm we get for the weekend, but either way, it is going to be blustery for the weekend, for Valentine's weekend, and wind chills will be brutal as well. Let me give you some snapshots of other numbers. These are the forecast numbers for our area for Saturday afternoon at, say, 3 o'clock. This is Valentine's Day at 3 o'clock in the teens. And as we get into Sunday morning, potential here for temperatures to get very close to zero in some locations, not far from it, but single digits look more and more likely Saturday night and early Sunday. So if you're taking your sweetheart out, I hope you're planning to stay warm. And potential wind chills Sunday morning, and then again, this will be Sunday morning. That could be worse Saturday night, but at least 10 to maybe 15 below zero, just like we saw in early January. We could see a very similar setup for this weekend. And here's the Canadian, by the way. It's only one that I want to show at this point. The Euro's coming in much more dramatic than this and much more interesting, by the way. But the Canadian does show that energy moving out between the 17th and the 20th. It tries to warm us up to a freezing rain to rain scenario, but I am high suspect of all rain with this system. I think it's either going to have freezing rain at the beginning, could go to rain, then ends as snow. But a completely rain system for next week, the 17th, not likely. Not with this much cold air to talk about. And looking ahead, here's the latest long-term model here that goes into March. It was showing milder air for March about 30 days ago. Now it's trending colder and colder, and each run gets colder. And it's trending more and more wetter, too, on the southern stream, indicating more chances for southern systems to move through as we head into March. So, snow lovers, a lot of you are either... I'm seeing difference of opinion here. Some of you just want one big snow and be done with it and get on with warm weather. Some of you have given up altogether, say it's just bringing spring on, and some of you want what Boston has. I personally do not want what Boston has. All right, I do not like the big blizzards that are relentless and you can't get around anywhere, and there's roofs that are caving in. You know, just like anything, we love weather in moderation. Or a lot of us like thunderstorms, and in some cases, a lot of us like severe weather. But we don't want anybody to get hurt. We don't want damage either. So when people say they want snow, they don't want damage. They want people to be impacted. They don't want anybody hurt. When people say they want thunderstorms, they don't want to be hurt either. You got to understand, people have passion for weather, so please respect everybody on our social media pages and respect the people who just love exciting weather and leave it at that. That's what this page is for, and that's what we talk about on the blog. And as a snow lover, I would like to see a good snow. I don't want it to be a major one that's going to shut the city down or anything like that. But I think a good wet snow would satisfy a lot of the snow lovers, considering how the winter is gone. And the pattern, to me, looks still favorable for such all the way through the end of the month and into March. So I personally am not giving up on the winter. I still think it is not done with us. And you will feel that this weekend. All right, much more on the crazy weather starting today at 5 o'clock. I'll see you then.